To all my friends who probably went out in the woods, romped through some poison ivy, and came back with a rash, let's make a soap that will help with that today. We're going to get some jewelweed. I've done videos on that in the past. Go ahead and go out and get yourself quite a bit of jewelweed, and let's do this. So I've recently compartmentalized a lot of my content to where it's easy to find things, and creating tallow is a video that I've done. It should be in Homestead Creations, I believe. It's really easy. You can just go to a local butcher, ask for some of the cow fat, and just by putting it in a crock pot on low, you can render down its fat. Now, the only difference I did with this was while it was rendering, I added a bunch of jewelweed, and it turned it this really nice brown ambery color after it was strained. So essentially, our tallow already is mixed with the property of jewelweed, which is fantastic for poison ivy. So I've done videos on jewelweed identification as well in the past. So go and get yourself a good amount of jewelweed. We're going to chop it up. We're going to infuse this into some water. So we're going to chop this, everything from the leaf all the way down to the root. And I'm just going to chop it fine. That way all the elements of this can make their way out and into the water quicker and more effective. All right, now we got a nice mountain of jewelweed. Let's go ahead and put it into some water, and we're going to let it steep. So I'm going to get some rose petals because roses are just absolutely incredible for your skin as well. I'm going to add my rose petals in with my jewelweed. And to those who don't know, potatoes are actually pretty good for your skin. They got some pretty awesome properties. They can help with complexion, acne, redness, and also itching. So we're going to make some tater water. All right, now we're going to strain out our jewelweed and rose. Okay, now I'm going to put my potato water through a sieve as well into my jewelweed and rose water. Give it a good stir. So I always do soap using these quart mason jars because I just do the same math. I can do the same math. So this ends up being 32 ounces of tallow. So get yourself 32 ounces of tallow. We're going to bring that up to 100 degrees. A chemical reaction will happen when lye meets aluminum, so make sure that the pot you're using to heat your tallow, which in time will also have the lye mixture put into it, is not aluminum. Now, being very careful and wearing gloves, we want to measure out 4.2 ounces of lye. There we go. All right, so now the jewelweed and rose water and potato water, I'm now putting onto a scale, and I'm trying to get 12.16, but 12.15 is just almost perfect. So I'm just going to go with it. Put the 12.16 ounces of water into a non-aluminum pot. Now, I would suggest you do this outside, but I'm in kind of my farmhouse laboratory, so I'm good, but I'm going to get this as close as I can to the water, and I'm going to slowly start adding the lye. Not the other way around. Lye needs to be added to the water. Not the other way around. It'll cause like kind of a reaction that is not good. So I'm going to add this slowly and just keep stirring and stirring. That way it doesn't heat up so much that it destroys the properties of what we are putting in our soap. So I put in a little and I stir and kind of get that grittiness out. And then I'm going to put in a little and stir and put in a little and stir, trying to keep the temperature down. The chemical reaction that happens with the lye and the water makes the temperature heat up tremendously. So we are trying to keep that from accelerating and pretty much boiling out all of the potato and the rose and the jewelweed. It does create some fumes, and this is now pretty much something you need to be extremely cautious with because it will burn your skin. I don't know if you've ever seen Fight Club, but if you do get burned, white vinegar is a great neutralizer to the pain. While we're doing that in kind of our slow, methodical pace, we are checking our tallow. We are trying to get our tallow to 100 degrees. So this has quite a way to fall, but that's what we're doing. We are waiting for this to get to 100 degrees, and then we're going to be able to add our lye. So we still got some time. So we're going to pop it into the fridge to get it to rapid cool, keeping a close eye on it. Now my tallow is down to 100 degrees, but this can be anywhere from 100 to 125 is what I found, but I like it to be about 100. And my lye has settled now. Usually after mixing and getting all of your lye in, if you wait about 15 to 20 minutes, you're good. So now I'm going to add my lye very carefully to my tallow. And I'm not going to film that part just because I want to be extra safe. Immersion blenders will save you hours of stirring, so if you're going to make a lot of soap, go get one of these. It's time to stir. So the lye becomes non-threatening after it mixes with the tallow, making it safe to touch again. So stir it until it's about thick like a milkshake, and then you're going to dump it into your soap mold. So I'm just kind of pushing and flattening this down, and then I'm going to make another batch and pour it on top of it. Allow this to sit and cure for a month, then cut, and you got yourself some Jewel Wheat soap. Here's a piece of soap that we made in a previous video. We wash ourselves with this every single day. So I hope that helped. Love y'all. Happy homestead.